Hi, Marianne. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine.
Good to see you.
Great, thanks.
Thank you so much for coming out today.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about yourself and a little bit about your game.
Okay. Well, I've been playing golf for about 2 to 3 years.
Okay.
And now I play 9 holes. And what I think have our problems with is being consistent with the swing. And
Okay.
because maybe too many strokes for each hole.
Okay.
So what I'd like to do is decrease the strokes and be more consistent.
Okay.
So that I can play maybe next year 18 holes.
Oh, okay. So you want to? So you're just playing 9 right now, but
Yeah.
with a goal of playing 18 holes.
Right.
At what point do you want to try to accomplish that goal?
Oh, probably maybe by June.
Oh, okay. Okay. So when you're in terms of consistency, I mean, are you hitting some shots on the golf course that you're just not happy with? Are you like, what do those missed shots look like?
Now, missed shot sometimes it goes to the left and into the rough, or it
Okay.
may just go and kind of just roll, and I don't really get loft
so
with
you're kind
it.
of hitting the top of the ball, so kind
Right.
of topping.
Right.
Okay.
And then sometimes I even miss it.
Okay, so actually missing the shot,
Shot.
not hitting it at all. Okay, all right. So if we could minimize those, would that fulfill the goal for you today, the short-term
I
goal
think so.
today? If we
Yes.
could minimize those. So right now, out of 5 shots, how many would you hit well?
1 to 2.
1 to 2 out of 5. Okay. So if we were to improve on that today, what would be an acceptable goal?
I guess maybe 3.
3 out of 5.
Yes.
Okay. I think we can do that. Do you have any physical limitations or
No.
anything? Nothing in your body? No injuries? No prior injuries?
No.
Even kind of way back? No? Okay. All right. Do you like to do anything other than play golf?
Oh, just walk.
You like to
and
walk?
read.
Okay.
That too.
Nice.
Travel.
Do you
That's
play-
the other thing.
Oh, you like to travel? Okay. What about other sports? Have you played any other sports?
Only, let's say in grade school, softball.
Oh, you played softball. Okay. Nice. But nothing right now. No other
Nothing,
sports right now. Okay. So this is a good stretch to just kind of get the upper body loosened up. Okay. Like I said, if at any point anything hurts today, please let me know. Okay, and then we'll do something different. Sometimes when you're making changes in your swing,
Right.
things are moving in a little different direction, and the intent is not to injure you in any way.
Right.
So just let me know if anything hurts. Okay. All right. So that's a good one. So feel pretty good, loosened up in your upper body. Okay. Do you work out some? Did you say?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I work out about twice a week with a trainer.
Oh, okay.
And so we're
great.
kind of working on flexibility and core.
That's great. Really good. That's good for the golf.
And that has really helped me in terms of the last 2 from what was happening about 2 years ago.
You feel like your body and
Stronger
awareness
and a
is-
little more and more flexible.
Great. That's great. Okay, so we want to make sure that we hit the lower body, so we want to pay attention to the lower body in terms of the hips. Okay, so one of the stretches I like to do is just to sling the leg back and forth. Okay, good. Yep, you always want to make sure you have the club in your hand.
Yeah, to keep the balance.
Yeah. And then you can switch to the other side. Oh, I'm getting a little pop in my lower back.
Ah, good.
It
Yeah.
must be a little bit off.
Yeah. And the right was easier. The other one was a little easier to keep balance.
That
I
one-
can tell.
The other leg was
one.
better.
Mhm.
This is harder for you
Uh-huh.
with your left. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. So, do you have any balance problems at all
Not
in
really.
general?
No.
No, you don't.
No.
You don't feel unstable in any way when you swing or anything. You feel like you're.
Yeah, and I think
The
it's more of
balance
the strength on each. We always are asymmetrical in strength, so I got to probably work on maybe
Work
strength.
on the other side, maybe
Yeah.
a little bit. Yeah, for sure. Okay, and then I like to just do a little bit of some neck rolls. Oh, I get a lot of cracking.
Yeah, I do
Oh
too.
my goodness. All right. And then another part of the body that I think we sometimes forget about is our ankles. Okay, and the golf swing is built from the ground up, and so being, really grounded and having some flexibility in our ankles is important to help us use the ground to push off of. So we want to always make sure that we have flexible ankles, so we have good footwork. Good. So just try to maybe move it to the right and then rotate back to the left. Okay. And then the very last stretch I like to do is just really getting us kind of in the golf swing posture. So we're going to go ahead and set up with your feet about the distance of your shoulder, about your normal stance width for an iron, okay? And then we're gonna go ahead and bend over, get into our setup, and then we're just gonna rotate back to the right. So we're gonna get into our backswing, and then we're gonna rotate through. Okay, good, okay. Okay.
I guess keeping
Yeah.
your head
So So when you do the stretch, you want to make sure that you pretend that there's a golf ball there. As a matter of fact, we can just put a ball down there because you want to make sure that your head, you're not moving your head, because you wouldn't be doing that in the golf swing. There you go. Okay. And then we're going to rotate through, all the way through to a full finish where your belly button is facing the target and both of your hip flexors have rotated through and are facing your target. Good. Okay. So this is just a really good drill just for improving balance, right? And it's just something you could do really as a drill, right? At home, just to work on rotation and balance. We all can get better at balance. Unfortunately, we lose our balance, I think, as we get a little bit older. I know my balance is not nearly as good as it used to be when I was younger. There you go. Okay, so you may have your feet just a little bit too wide, because it looks like you're kind of struggling to get your knees to touch, and for this knee to make contact.
That may be the way to do that.
So just make sure that you're not getting too wide. Okay, let's try that a couple more times. I'm going to hold your head. That's okay. There you go. And you're going to rotate through, all the way through to a full finish. There you go.
Okay.
Good. So that's just a really good stretch, right? To just kind of get the body ready and ready to hit some shots. You feel good? Feel relaxed? Okay. All right. So let's go hit a couple shots. What club do we have here?
Let's see. I think to 9.
So you've got a 9-iron. Okay. So tell me a little bit about your golf clubs before we hit these. Were these custom fit for you?
Only my putter and the sandwich.
The putter and the sandwich you have fit. Okay. But the irons just you bought off the rack? Okay.
Yeah.
And they look like they're ladies' clubs. They are steel, which tend to be a little bit heavy for women. So you may at some point might want to just go through a club fitting and just have them verify that the right length, the right lie, right? And your grips look like they're okay. Don't look like anything's too worn. You do want to keep an eye on that because your grips can wear out after a few years, and you want to make sure that they stay tacky. Okay. All right. So, do you want to start out today? Maybe hit some 9-irons.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. Is that a club that you use?
Yeah,
quite a
that's
bit?
what I usually use most of the time.
Do you use that quite a bit?
That and the hybrid when I'm on there. So eventually I'll,
Hybrid.
I think, learn the other clubs, but that's what
Okay.
I've kind of been
The
practicing.
9-iron. Okay. All right. Okay. So let's do this. Let me go ahead and give you that.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead and just hit a couple shots out there. Now we're on a practice green out here. I want to just make sure that we're aiming for something. So what do you think? Maybe the blue flag there?
Yeah, I think the blue flag sounds
Okay.
good.
So I can just kind of get an idea of. Okay. Okay, so are these kind of typical shots that you hit on the golf course?
Yeah, so they some just go along the ground, and then one or two will go and I'll get the loft.
So you'll have some that are pretty good, but then you'll have some that don't get off the ground. You hit a little bit to the right. Look like you hit a couple to the right here. Okay, so this is really kind of what goes on the golf course. Okay, all right. Okay, so there's a couple things. The biggest thing that I see, Marianne, that I think could be giving you some trouble is related, well, actually two things, to your posture, and then the fact that you have a tendency to overswing a little bit. Okay, so you get a little bit long at the top. So let me show you kind of what I mean. Do you know when you learn a new task, do you like to learn more visually, or are you more of a kinesthetic learner? In other words, is it going to help you more if I show you what I want you to do and then have you try to, and then that will make sense for you? For you, okay. So maybe it might be a little bit of a combination.
Yeah. I like to see it and then try it.
Then try it yourself. Okay. All right. So what I'm seeing is, like I said, your posture, in terms of posture, you're a little bit what we call rounded, and your head's kind of tucked down into your chin just a little bit. Okay. So what happens is you go to turn and then you get a little bit stuck here. Okay. So because your chin's down like this, and so then you have a tendency to kind of stand up, so your clip gets kind of long and out of position. So what I'd like to see you try to do is get a little bit better in terms of posture, and I'm gonna do a drill with you here in a second, where we try to get the line from your tailbone up to the top of your the base of or the back of your head a little more straight. So instead of having you kind of round here, actually, let me show you. This might make sense if you can see this. Okay. So from here. Okay. So what you look like you do is you kind of peel away and your head kind of gets, right? So we want to feel like we're a little bit taller. We create maybe just a little bit more space under the chin. Sometimes I'll use this analogy of, shooting a gun up into the chin, right? So we don't want to be here, because that's going to kind of lock us up, and it's going to force us to kind of stand up. Okay, so I think for today, if we could get you swinging what feels like to you maybe 3/4 of the way back. Okay, so your full swing looks a lot like this. Okay, so what happens, do you think, when I do this and I lose my spacing from the ball, when this distance increases? What do you think I have to do if I overswing?
Then you got to go hit down.
I have to come back down, right? So what goes up must come back down, right? So it becomes very difficult to time that, right, when you're going up and down so much. So if we can get you to maintain and just turn a little bit more level and not let your head fluctuate up and down so much, I think that's going to help us become a little bit more consistent, right? Hopefully minimize some of these other shots that you're hitting. Okay? Hopefully by doing that, then you'll be hitting it less on the golf course and get you playing those 18 holes here before too long. Okay, so we're going to work on getting a little more space here, okay? And then what I want you to think about and feel is that once your left shoulder gets to your chin, okay? So you're rotating back. Once that left shoulder gets to your chin, that's really the completion of your backswing, okay? Anything more than that is just a waste, in my opinion. Okay, it just causes so many things to happen. It throws you out of balance. Okay, so on some of your shots, it just looked like you were just kind of out of balance when you finished, right? You're kind of falling backwards. Well, that happens because when you're so long up here, right, it pulls you back on your heels. Does that make sense? Let's see where my weight is. I stand up, I swing down, and then I can't get through. So then I end up kind of falling backwards, right? And so, it just, your balance just looks a little bit off. And I really think it's just from that overswing at the top. Okay, so let's think of 3/4 backswing, and then we're going to work on getting you a little bit more space here so that you can turn and not feel, okay? But really, you just need to be able to get have enough space here so that shoulder can get to this point. But that's the end of the backswing right there, okay? And I just think overall your consistency is going to, you're just going to become much more consistent in your ball striking. Okay, so let's start here. Let's see how you do.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. So when I
go ahead and stand. Go ahead and stand all the way up. I want you to try to get the back of your head. There you go. Okay. All right. Now, good. I want you to flip. Yep, you're going to kick your bottom back. That's it. Okay. Good. Okay. So, can you see the golf ball though?
Yeah.
Okay. So we have a little bit more space right here, right? Instead of
down there.
This is the difference, right? When this head curls forward, right? Then that's when you get.
Okay. So you need the chin out and the head up a little bit more.
Right.
Okay.
So the feeling might be that you've kind of gained a little bit of height in your setup, in terms of maybe you could feel like, almost like somebody's pulling the crown or the top of your head up towards the sky, right? So I'm not saying stand like this. It's just that you've kind of gotten longer basically from here to here because your head's not pulling forward so much. Okay. All right.
Let's see.
All right, and let's see. Let's go ahead and rehearse that backswing, that takeaway.
Oh, okay.
Let's see if we can get to what feels like a little bit shorter backswing.
Okay. Now, do you want me to hit the ball or do you go?
I just want you to rehearse right now. Just rehearse the backswing, and let's just see if we can get that left shoulder. That's very good. That's very good. Okay. So no more than that. Okay. Because your shoulders turned, right? Your shoulders turned to 90 degrees. Okay, so like I said, if you go here,
Yeah,
then we
yeah.
got to come back down,
Down.
and there's just way too many moving parts, right? The body's being pulled in too many directions.
Yeah,
Okay?
and also too, I think maybe I need to not
Just
have
about
not
shoulder
too
width.
shoulder
Yeah,
width,
you're going to get a little wider with your longer clubs, but with your
Mhm.
iron, you're just hitting a 9-iron right there. So.
Okay, so let's see.
Okay. It's all right. Fell a little bit out of balance, but
Yeah, that's
on a
kind
positive note,
of
the ball went actually much further and straight.
straight.
Already,
Yeah.
so that's good.
Okay.
All right. Our chin's up. Good. We're just going to get that left shoulder.
I think I felt coming up.
Felt like you came up a little bit.
Mhm,
Okay. We're just trying to maintain the space from here to the golf ball, right? So that space, that distance shouldn't change. So we're going to swing up to the top. We've still got the same distance from here to here, right? We don't lose. We don't
Go here.
Right, right.
Let's see.
Chin's up.
Wrong way.
Okay. Okay.
So it may still be coming up.
You know what, let's do this. Let's just take a few practice swings. And I teed the ball up there just to kind of help you, you know, just as you're learning. I think it's fine to hit balls off of the tee if your objective is to knock that tee out of the ground. All right. Let's just see if we can finish in balance here. Okay, how do you feel? Oh, okay, falling forward just a little bit. So nothing going on in your hip at all?
No.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right, chin's up. Remember, we're just going to get that left shoulder to where it turns under. Okay. All right, so we hit way back here, right? Let's do this. So you don't always have to have a ball, right? You can just practice with the tee.
T. Okay.
Okay. This one can stay straight. Okay, there you go. All right, chin up. There and through.
I came up on that.
Okay.
Because of chicken on the ball.
Okay. That's all right. Okay. Do you feel like you finished with most of your weight on your left side that time?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. That's good. And so we made contact with the tee, so that's great. Okay.
Let's see.
Good. Chin's up. Left shoulder's going to rotate just back to the chin. And through. Better. Better. We fell back just a little bit, but I felt like you got a little bit more
Yeah.
weight through there, right? We weren't toppling backwards, so.
Yeah, and more straight.
Yeah.
Too, so. Okay.
Yeah, definitely straighter, right? Oh, nice, Marianne.
Yeah, remember
There you
keeping
go.
the chin out.
Yeah. The chin out. Okay, so the chin creating space, right? So that's something you'll want to remember to do, right? Because your tendency is to do this, right? So whatever that image is, if it's the gun under the chin or whatever, yeah, create that space. Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So would these work better?
Yeah, I think
These
so.
work better on the golf course?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because see, after it goes, it has some loft and it's then going straight and yeah, that's right, not going into the rough.
Right, right. Okay, so we're gonna hit a couple. We're gonna hit a couple off the ground.
Okay.
Okay.
Make sure I've got a flat space too.
Yes. Yep.
Oh.
Oh.
I came up.
Okay. Are you starting to sense the difference between the two swings, Marianne?
Yeah.
Between, it seemed like right there, kind of a light bulb
Yeah,
just went on.
I just went up.
Like you really sensed, right? You really felt that you came out, right? So you kind of gained an awareness that, okay, if I do this, right, that's not right. And I like that you were able to actually stop. That takes some concentration to be able to do that. So, all right. Okay. Not too bad. There we go. There's that space we're looking for, right? Right underneath the chin.
Yeah. I'm kind of coming up on the.
Yeah, didn't quite
There.
just didn't quite get through it, right? So it's hard when you're thinking about one part of your body to then remember the other parts of the swing, right? So don't be so hard on yourself. It's a hard game, right? So you want to make sure that you recognize that there's so many pieces to this. But the first part, I think, is for you is just gaining an awareness of what the difference is between the two swings. What does an overswing feel like versus a 3/4 backswing, right?
Backswing.
Because they're considerably different, right? And I think it's just gonna, as this becomes more of the norm, I think you're gonna just soar. I think you're gonna do so well, making that getting to that time when you play those first 18 holes.
18 holes.
So that'll be
Yes, that'll be good.
yeah, it'll be great. So, all right, again, chin up. How was that?
Yeah.
Did you like that? That one actually went quite a bit further than some of the other ones, didn't it?
Yeah. Bounce too and then get it further.
Right.
At least it had some loft.
Right. So there's another drill that just kind of popped into my mind that I think might help you, something you can do at home, because obviously our weather's going to be changing here
Right.
before too long. So this winter, what you might want to work on, I call it the pillow drill, okay?
Okay.
And what we want to do is have you get a pillow, find a hallway in your house. Okay, you're going to put that pillow up against the wall. You're going to get into your golf posture. Pillow's against the wall. Your head is anchoring that pillow, okay? And then I want you to work on maintaining the space here and just making swings. Going back. Okay, now I've maintained the space here, right? I didn't lose my... What's going to happen if I go like this?
Oh yeah, the pillow may go down.
The pillow's going to fall down without a doubt, right? If your head goes like this, it's going to fall down. Okay, so we've got to get better with you at maintaining the space to the golf ball throughout the swing, right? Okay, so that'll be something I think you can work on at home.
I think
If
so.
you can do that. Yeah, I think that's a good drill. And you can even think about it when you're hitting shots. I do it at times. Think, okay, I got something right here. Something's anchoring my head, and I'm just working on this, right? Because if we can minimize all of this stuff, think how much more consistent you're going to be at delivering that golf club to the ball, right? More consistently. You're not moving up and down, and then your balance gets restored. And we'll talk more about balance maybe in the next lesson, right? Figuring out, how do we finish a little bit better, right? But I think we got to kind of take baby steps with you. We just kind of break the swing down and take it in little chunks. But I think the most important thing right now that we identified is the swing was too long, right? You're coming out of your posture. We had some, weren't great at address, right? In terms of chin was just a little too tucked in. But I think if you can work on these things, it's going to get a lot better.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
That sounds good.
Do you feel like you have a good plan? Are you clear on what you're going to work on?
Yeah, I am. Yep. Keeping chin up and then don't have the overswing.
Don't have the overswing, which is going to keep you more here.
Yeah. And the chin again, or once the shoulder, I get the shoulder under the chin, that's where it stops.
That's the completion. That's the completion, right? And then from there, all we have to do is just swing through, right? And the other thing too, we talked about this in the beginning when we were working on that stretch, right? With the club behind your shoulders. Do some of that at home, right? That combined with the pillow drill, right? Just working here and then trying to find your balance, right? Staying in your core. And, all the things that you're doing, I think are just going to help you get to that ultimate goal. You're working with the trainer, you're doing a lot of core work, you said, right? And all of these things are going to help you become a better golfer and just feel more confident out there too.
Okay, great.
Well, great. Well, thank you so much. I hope to see you again.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.